Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Titans. And great field position.
Stupid game. Can't believe this. I'm never going to buy you again. Well, I gotta be honest. It's a pretty good looking cover. So maybe I'll keep you. Welcome back to the First and Gold podcast, where today we're hosting another tier list video. And Al's probably looking at me like I'm crazy behind the screen. I hope I didn't break my controller on that intro. But we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're ranking Madden covers. Not Madden games, just the covers, the aesthetic itself, exactly what it looks like. And as you see here, we have every Madden, as by the title as well. We're just going to do from the 21st century. And yeah, here we go. There's a lot of them to rank. As you can see, obviously, the ones pre-21st century are still on here with John Madden on the cover, but we're just not going to be ranking those today. Except for 2000, which we'll start with. But yeah, let's jump into it. We got our regular S, A, B, C, and F tier in order there. And let's do it. All right, so our first Madden is Madden 2000. This is the only Madden on this tier list I haven't played before. And, all right, we're going to just go back based on cover. There are two with John Madden on it that we're ranking today. And I hate to say it, although this one is definitely more classic. I want to say the Madden 23 cover is better, which we'll get to a lot later. So, Madden 2000, we're starting off on a solid note because it is a classic one. We love seeing John Madden on the cover. But, you know, it's got a plain white background, faded blue. The logo looks pretty similar to a lot of the ones we're about to rank, like the first 6 or 7. So there's going to be some repetitiveness here and there. And you can tell that they kind of made these decisions with the covers in chunks. So like the first 6 or 7 are kind of similar, and then the next have similar attributes and so on and so forth. But all right, we're going to start Madden 2000. Ooh, for now, I'm going to put it in B tier. And we'll keep it there for now. Okay, this is Eddie George on the cover of Madden 2001. Yeah, this I don't have a lot of memories of this game, but the cover itself, he's doing a little stiff arm. That's a signature move of his, but I don't love it just because it's a pretty boring background and there really isn't much going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in C tier. Now, the reason why I'm going to put this next one higher is because you can tell he's more... The picture shows that he's more in-game. It's like an in-game screenshot almost. And I like that with the Madden 2002 cover with Dante Culpepper. And I like that silver outline as well to kind of cover up that left side. I think it gives it more of a futuristic look for the early 2000s. So I'm going to also put this in B alongside John Madden. I'm going to put it right above Madden 2000. Okay, and now we're about to get into a bunch of really, really classic games, which the Madden games themselves are phenomenal. Madden 03, 04, 05, 06. But the covers are very similar. They're extremely classic. I love that logo. And let's start with 03 with Marshall Faulk on it, Rams running back. And I already like it. I like the fact that the logo is like slanted to the side a little bit. You don't see that with any other Madden in here. I don't know why they chose to do that with this specific one. I like the silver circle that kind of surrounds the cover. I'm not going to put it in A, but I definitely will put it above these B tier ones. Michael Vick. I'm between A and S tier. Now, the game itself is one of the best Maddens of all time. No doubt. Madden 04 with Michael Vick on it was amazing. Even just using Michael Vick was OP, but let's be real, it was fun. So I'm going to put it in A for now because I still think some of these designs coming up are more interesting and creative. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard. It is hard to take the nostalgia out of this when you're just trying to rank these aesthetically because, yes, the Michael Vick cover is very similar to the Marshall Faulk one I just ranked. And you could say it might even be a little more boring in terms of like the logo. But I'm going to seem like a little bit of a hypocrite in this video. I apologize. But yeah, I just think it's going to have to take a little bit into account. No, I'll put an A for now. I could always switch it around. Anyways. Madden 05 with Ray Lewis. I'll put that right below Marshall Faulk. And I think it's just a very, very similar cover as well. And then, honestly, Donovan McNabb, Madden 06, for some reason, I don't love it. His helmet is cut off on the top. It feels like he's a little too big. The football's cut off when he's trying to wind back. Something just looks off. He's not centered correctly, it feels like. And I don't like the logo at the bottom as much as these other classic ones. So, shockingly, I am going to put this in C tier, which now makes me look at Madden 01, and I realize they're not really on the same level, so I'm going to put Madden 01 back up to B tier. Okay, another classic, great Madden game itself, but this cover is interesting because I don't know where I stand on the logo with the black background versus the white background. I think it takes away from the colors of the players' uniforms a little bit more, which I don't love. So these next two are very similar. I think the Madden 07 one has a slightly cooler background. So I'm going to go ahead and put it above Madden 06 in C tier, and then I'll stick Madden 08 right above Madden 06 as well, but below Madden 07. And then we have Madden 09, which, what is this? It's just nothing. It's just a plain background, and the logo is slightly better. I like the white background, but I mean, they just did nothing with this. I mean, I'm trying to look, and I can't even tell what's really faded in the background. So, although the Packers are iconic, it's the only Madden cover with a Packers player on it. I see nothing with this. I'm going to put it in F tier. This is just so plain, and yeah, no. Okay. All right, so I have a few examples on my desk here of the ones I actually have as a copy in person. So this is the first one. Madden 10 is going to be the first S tier cover. It's just, look at this. I mean, it's the first time they ever had multiple players on the cover. It's two of the best players from our childhood. It was a Super Bowl matchup, Steelers-Cardinals, after the 08-09 season. This just came out. And, man, I mean, just look at the design of the two players kind of battling it out and just the color scheme. I'm just looking like they have, like, the little paint splotches that go around the players. It's almost like an aura, if that makes sense. And I just think, like, everybody remembers this cover. And the game itself was very solid. I think the centered Madden logo went perfectly with the white in the middle. That didn't totally take away from the colorfulness of the two teams' uniforms as well. So this was a perfect Madden cover. I thought it was beautiful. So yeah, this is F tier. Not F tier, sorry. S tier for sure. Madden 11, this is another great one. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think the dynamic between Palomalu and Fitzgerald is just so iconic. But Drew Brees on the cover is great. This was the year after he won the Super Bowl, so Saints fans were already happy, and then they got a player on their Madden cover. It was great. He definitely deserves to be on it. And it was very similar to the Madden 10 cover, where they started doing this design with the next couple of ones, where they would have kind of like these, I keep calling it paint splotches, which it definitely looked like that for Madden 10. I can't tell in this picture exactly what Madden 11's is as well with the design, but it's got kind of like the gold background that just meshes so well with the team's colors, and kind of shows you, like, yeah, if one of your players does well enough, you're going to have a whole Madden cover design exactly for your team and your color scheme. And I think they really brought that out perfectly, meshing with that white background for these last two that I've ranked. So that's why Madden 11 is also going to rank high in A tier. And then Peyton Hillis. I'm actually going to put this above Drew Brees in A tier. Madden 12. Now, if you guys are like, who the fuck is Peyton Hillis? I don't blame you. He was a one-hit wonder that somehow made it into the Madden cover. It's one of the most infamous, crazy Madden covers of all time, because people were, even though he had a good season, people were shocked that he even made the Madden cover in general. I remember this was the first Madden that wasn't great. I wasn't a huge fan of Madden 12. But look, we're ranking the cover. Once again, it's so cool to see the blue and orange surrounding the player. This is just one of those designs that I really respect, and I love. It's classic, and I think it just meshes well with the logo and the white background. So yep, just like Drew Brees in Madden 11, I'm putting Peyton Hillis in Madden 12 in A tier. Okay, this is another one that I have. This is Madden 13. Now, I am also going to put this in S tier. Now, first of all, let me just talk about the game for a second. I know this is not the ranking of the game itself, but probably my favorite Madden of all time. So classic. I love it. So here's the cover. It's got Calvin Johnson on it. Already great. I love the Lions color scheme. Calvin Johnson, one of my favorite players growing up. But something you notice, you might not notice in this picture, but we'll put up a real picture, is that it has the Ford Field and Detroit design in the background. You can see some of the city buildings. You can see Ford Field in the background. You can see how detailed Calvin Johnson's Lions gloves are when he's looking to catch a pass. I think that looks great. You can see his eyes perfectly. It felt like he's a little bit closer, more zoomed in, which is good. You get a better look at it. They still did a little bit of that design with the blue paint coming out of his wrist. I like that. And they have like an overcast gray skies thing going on in the background as well, which I think meshes well with Detroit and Michigan with that weather. So it felt like the most detailed they ever went with a Madden cover, and I think it just works so perfectly. Mixed with, it's one of the best Madden games of all time. So yeah, that's S tier for sure. Madden 25... I feel like they went a little lazier on this. Now I get it. It's Barry Sanders. It's the 25th anniversary. This came out in 2014. And look, I love Barry Sanders. He's such a classic player. But honestly, in this specific picture, I can't tell exactly what's going on with the background here, but it looks a little more bland. I don't mind the 25-year anniversary logo. It's not perfect. It's not as good as some of these classic old Madden logos. I don't think I could put it above like any of the B tier ones. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put Barry Sanders honestly behind these two. Yeah, Madden 25 is pretty low on this list now that I'm looking at it. C tier for sure. Richard Sherman in Madden 15. Now I think this is an underrated cover for a game that wasn't great in my opinion. And this is the start of this one and the next one both have players in action where you can see them standing on the field. But it's animated. It's not an actual screenshot from a game, kind of like how the Dante Culpepper one is an actual shot from a game. But I think they did a really nice job with him putting his hand up. I like the stadium in the background. And I think it really encompassed how good the Seahawks were in that era with the Legion of Boom. So I thought it was the right choice for the cover. So honestly, it's underrated. And I'm going to put it decently high. I think I'm between B and A-ish. I don't know if I want to put it above some of these B tier ones. I'm going to put it right above Dante Culpepper. I think that it was a great action shot that isn't as good as this next one we're going to talk about and isn't as cool as these classic ones behind. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. And, you know, I'm going to dip Michael Vick back to B tier. And if there's not a lot of A tier, I might do these front three on the B tier and put them up to A at the end, but we'll see. All right, Madden 16. This is another one that I have. One of the most iconic Madden covers of all time. This was also the Madden cover for the most popular Madden mobile game ever. It's Odell Beckham with his signature catch, one-handed. You see him getting his feet off the ground, off the field. You see the stadium in the background. You see him reaching for it. This is one of the first time the Madden logo was really directly in the center. It was a little bit bigger, which I don't love. I'd probably take a point off for that, but I mean, this is just a phenomenal cover. So classic. So I have to put the Odell cover. Oof. I'm between A and S. I don't want to put too many things in S, but I'm looking around. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else in S, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in S tier. And once again, one of the best Maddens of all time, but we're not ranking that. But the cover itself is phenomenal. So yeah. Madden 17. Now, this is kind of similar to Richard Sherman's. Not as good as the Odell cover, but I think they still did a good job. The iconic Gronk spike. You could see his face in this perfectly. It's got the, the stadium in the background again. And I think this is just another really solid one. I'll put it right above Richard Sherman just for how classic the Gronk spike is. Yeah. Some of these people don't like the newer designs of the covers. Now, I get it. It's nostalgia with the older ones, but I'm kind of ranking these somewhat more modern ones higher. And I know a lot of people think they're bland or minimalist. And we'll get to the shittier minimalist ones coming up, but I think these are great designs. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and put Gronk and Richard Sherman above some of these classic ones. And I think people are going to hate me for that, but I'm sorry. Top of B tier for now. All right, Madden 18. This is where they start to take the minimalist approach. I don't know if I love it. I think Tom Brady looks intimidating, I guess, and it's the first time they really had him in front of a stadium in the bright lights in the dark, which is interesting. But it's kind of just him standing there, and I don't find anything particularly special with this. So I'll put it above. I like the stadium lights, so I'll put it at the top of C tier. I'll put it above these other ones in C tier. Madden 19, F tier. I'll put it just above Brett Favre, because at least it has a little bit of color. Look, here's the cover. I have it here. It's probably the worst Madden I've ever played, to be honest, but here he is. Two good things about this cover is you can see AB's face. It's kind of him like screaming up top, or smiling, I guess. Yeah, he's smiling. He's holding his helmet. He's got his fists like this, which I guess is cool. But just going with a plain yellow background, that was a bold move, and it was very boring for me. And yeah, just a horrible cover for a horrible game, in my opinion. I think it was too bland. Mahomes. Now, the one we have here isn't the cover that I have. It's very similar to AB's, where it's just Mahomes with an orangey background. But this one here is fine. I don't like that Mahomes' face. You can only see his side profile with his helmet off. Like, if you're gonna have the player's helmet off, probably show their full face. I think that's better, which they do in the other cover. We could put that up. But this one specifically, I gotta rank this one. It's got the X's and O's, kind of have that orange painty background. Look, I love the Chiefs. Of course, I'm a Chiefs fan. I like Mahomes, and it was cool to see Mahomes and a Chiefs player on the first ever Madden cover. That was awesome. And they broke the Madden curse. They won the Super Bowl when this came out. But this cover itself, I'll put it in C tier. I just don't see it that special. I'll put it right above Barry Sanders. Same thing with this one, Madden 21, Lamar Jackson. I don't believe I have any more to show you, so I'll toss these over here. Sorry if that made a noise, but yeah, I thought I had Madden 21 in my house, but I don't. We could put up a picture. This one is interesting, because I don't like how they did a smaller picture of himself holding the football, and then kind of this collage of him in the background, but you can't really see most of the pictures anyways. And then the Madden 21 logo is super small on the top right. I don't like this one at all, to be honest, so I'm going to put this, like, I'll put it below Barry Sanders. Yeah, I don't like this one at all. Okay, this one is iconic, not game-wise, but the fact that you got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes on the Madden 22 cover together after they just played in a Super Bowl. They're kind of looking down at the camera, which is something you've never seen. I'm sure we could find some behind-the-scenes shots of the photo shoot. That was probably insane to work on if they ever did, or if anyone did. But man, this is interesting because people don't like this cover, but I like it. I like it, and I think it's iconic. I'm going to put it in A tier, and people aren't going to like that. I just think when you look back one day and you'd be like, wow, two of the best players of all time on the same Madden cover, I love it already. All right, Madden 23, I'm also putting this in A tier. I'm going to put it above Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, and this is the tribute to John Madden, who passed away right before this Madden came out. They decided, let's go ahead and put him on the cover. And yes, there's tons of iconic John Madden, classic old Madden covers. We're not ranking those today. We only ranked one, Madden 2000. And this is what I was referencing earlier in the video. I just think this is a sick shot of him with his arm raised after winning the Super Bowl, with the old stadiums in the background, and, you know, just being on top of the shoulders of people, raising him up, and him happy. I think it was just a great tribute. It has the X's and O's on it. You know, one of the best play callers of all time. I mean, it's literally named after him. So I just think they did a really, really nice job on Madden 23. So yeah, definitely A tier. Madden 24, super cool. Josh Allen. This is the most close-up you ever get with a player. He's got his hands like this. He's looking down, trying to be super intimidating. He got the snowy background, which I think was cool. And I think I'm going to put this... Oh, man. I like this cover as well. People don't like the modern covers, and they're not going to like my list at all. So comment down below. Tell me like it is. Remember, this is just the covers itself. And I know nostalgia plays a big factor, but if we're going just designs, these newer designs, I like a lot of them. So just like these last two I ranked, I'm going to put Madden 24 in A tier. I think it's just a cool one. And then I'm going to contradict myself right here because I don't like Madden 25 at all. I like the alternate deluxe edition Madden 25 cover where Christian McCaffrey is running away from a bunch of Raiders players. I thought that was funny. But this one itself, it's kind of just him celebrating, flexing his muscles, looking up. I just don't love it. I don't like the color scheme that much. So it's similar to Tom Brady's Madden 18 cover. I'm going to put it in C tier. So yeah. All right. Now that we're done ranking, I love my top three. That's a good S tier. I'm looking at the A tier, and I think it's only right to put the Gronk Spike and the Richard Sherman in A tier. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then, yes, the B tier, probably the most controversial tier on this entire list. People are going to hate that I don't have all of these in A or S. They're extremely classic games, yes. But at the end of the day, I'm going just cover designs. And I'm sorry, I like the modern designs a little bit more. I like the ones with the paint splotches. I like the, the Madden 23, 24, 25. Or not 25, 22, 23, 24. So, yeah, I know people are going to hate me for not putting Michael Vick in S tier. But, look, that's it. That's my B tier. My C tier is it's the largest tier on here, so I actually don't like a lot of the Madden covers. And then your bottom two are Madden 19 and Madden 09, the two worst covers in Madden. I'm also going to put Madden 06 in F tier, actually, because this one is just, the more I look at it, it's just terrible. All right, so there you go. That's our ranking of Madden covers. One day we'll do a ranking of the Madden games itself. Comment down below what else you want to do. You want us to do tier list-wise, football-wise. We love ranking stuff aesthetically when it comes to football, but if there's any other ideas, we're all open. We've been writing it down. We love doing these tier lists, especially, later in the week. So just let us know what you think about this video and what we want to do in the future. But yeah, that's it. We had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on First and Gold at Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And we'll see you next video. Goodbye.